This is Peter Rupert, co-chair of the Board of Assessment Appeals, and we're meeting tonight to hear some appeals. We have Carol DiPietro, a board member, Harold Zawadzki, board member, and Kathleen Griffin, board member, and then Ross Murray is the assessor.
Did you get that?
This is Kathleen. So I think you officially called it to order at 5:08. I just want to know what time. I'm going to take some minutes.
Sure, 5:08.
5:08.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is Ross. We have, it looks like we have 1 to 2 people on the conference, and we do have one gentleman in the lobby, which I'm going to email you what he provided to us. We're going to accommodate him from here.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Okay. So do you want to take, I believe her name is Camille, that has the Toyota that I sent you the pictures of?
Sure,
you want to
Ross,
let her
can you give me the
first?
year?
Yeah, this is on a 2008 Toyota Highlander. And this is an 18 supplemental bill.
This is Kathleen. Ross, can you spell her name for me, or is it Camille is the first name? Can you give me your last name?
It's Tarzia.
Thank you.
Camille, would you like to speak to the board now?
Thank you. I've never done this before, so I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to say to you. I just believe that I was just being taxed too high on the vehicle. It needed work. I don't understand why they put it at an $80-some value. I registered it. Forget it. I have 223,000 miles. And what other information you need?
This is Kathleen. Camille, when did you purchase the vehicle?
Last year. I think it was last June.
This is Harold. What is the current assessed value?
I don't know. I just know that when I registered it, they taxed me too high, and they said it was worth like $8,500. And I said to them, it's not. But they said was book value.
This is Harold. How much did you pay for the vehicle, Camille?
$1,000. Didn't have air conditioning. It needed tires. Toyota told me I needed a brake job, which I haven't gotten yet. So it needed work. And I still had to pay, they still kept me high.
Sure. Camille, this is Kathleen. Who did you purchase the vehicle from?
I can't think of their name. I didn't know I needed this. Names. Let's see. I could look on my Would it be on my registration?
Sure. So this is Kathleen. Was it an individual that you know, or was it a dealership? Was it a private sale?
It was a friend of mine, her sister-in-law, or her brother. I was like, I don't know them.
Okay. So it's a private sale.
It was a relative of my friend.
Okay.
So this is Harold. Is it, can we look at the valuation books and see
Harold,
what the
I'll remind you,
vehicle
this is like your interview part where you speak with the applicant.
Yes.
I mean, do you
Okay.
want to get into looking things up now, or do you want to get through the hearings first?
I understand. So Camille, this is Harold. What do you think the car is worth now?
Honestly, I don't know. If I went to sell it, maybe I could get a few $1,000s for it, you know? Maybe like $3,000. I don't know what people pay for an engine that has 223,000, you know? Never had a car with this many miles. So,
Sure.
but
Okay,
maybe, go ahead.
No, this is Kathleen. I just was wondering, can you tell us approximately how much you paid $1,000 for it about a year ago? Can you tell us
Yeah, a
about
little
how
over a
much
year
money you
ago.
put? Okay, how much money you put into it? Did you replace the air conditioner? You know, you put on the new
Well, what I'm
tires?
doing, right, I put on new tires, right? And
Mhm.
then, the air conditioner, I can't afford to replace it. Like last year, I had Freon put on. It runs out in like 2-3 months because I know there's leakage or something. And then I did it again for this summer, you know. And if it lasts, God willing, I'll do it again for next summer, you know. So I put it in like for the month of the summer.
Okay.
I know Toyota told me I needed brakes right away. And, you know, they were like, I wouldn't even drive home. It's like not that bad. But eventually, I will need brakes.
Okay.
This is Harold, and again, this is a 2008 2008, and the mileage is over 200,000 miles.
Yeah, 223,140.
Thank you. Okay, this is Harold. I have no further questions.
And this is Kathleen. I just had one other question. You said you bought it about a year ago. So how many miles was on it when you bought it?
200. I think it was 214,000.
So you put about 9,000 miles on it, sounds like.
Right, in about 15 months or so, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Usually I don't. It just so happens I did it that time.
Sure.
I don't drive
Okay.
that much.
Okay. Carol, do you have any further questions?
No, I have no further questions.
Carol, how about you? Do you have any further questions?
I don't have any further questions, no.
Okay. I do not have any other questions as well. So can we then move on? Do we need anything else here?
Do I just hang up now?
That's up to you, Camille.
I mean, will I be notified, like, in a letter or something? On my tax bill in January, like, what happened?
Ross,
Yeah,
this is Kathleen. Ross, you
Yeah.
want to answer that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
He said, will I be notified by mail, or what happens comes to my tax bill in
We'll send you a
January?
letter.
I mean,
We'll send you a decision letter
Oh.
once the decision's been reached.
okay, so that's it. All right, well,
Okay.
thank you very much. Thank
All right.
you for your time.
Thank you,
Good
Camille.
night.
Thank you,
You're
Camille.
welcome. Bye-bye.
Welcome, bye-bye.
Just, this is Ross, just a little comment. I'm going to treat this as an 18 supplemental and a 19 regular appeal.
Okay.
Ross, has this party been before the board before?
The one we just heard, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Are you ready for the next person?
Yes, I believe we are.
I have somebody with the name coming up as Drista.
Christy.
Are you there?
Yes.
Okay, you're up.
Okay, so I have Honda Accord 2012 EX. I bought that in 2000.
Yes, I'm sorry. Excuse me, this is Kathleen. Can you just identify yourself and if it's, maybe give me the spelling of your name if it's, if it's complicated at all?
It's Dristi, Dristi.
Okay.
Last name is Kumar, Kunwar.
Kumwar. Okay, thank
And
you.
it's a Nancy.
And the make,
Nancy. N.
N is in Nancy, Kun is in Nancy, WAR.
Yes, correct.
Okay, great. And just the make, model, and year of the vehicle, please.
Honda Accord 2012 EX.
Okay.
If I can just remind people that if you're not speaking, to mute your phone. There's a bit of background noise.
Okay. Oh, sorry. All right, so, Christy, this is Peter Rupert. Can you go ahead and explain to us what you think the value is here and why?
So I have around 274,552 miles right now for today. So, and the value of the car, I really have not I didn't look at it, but maybe 4,000 to 5,000 because of the mileage. But I haven't checked online.
Okay. Is anybody? This is Kathleen. I'm happy to ask a couple questions. I don't know if we're having technical or. Christy, can you tell us what you think the car? You're not really sure what it's worth, or how long you've owned it, what you paid for it, all of that. I assume you think that it's too high.
I bought this brand new in 2011. Because of the mileage, I did check a long time, but I didn't know I had to check it before this meeting. I haven't checked it, but
Okay.
I checked it, a while ago. I think it was around 4,000 to 5,000 because of, I have high mileage.
Okay. This is Kathleen. So it sounds like to me you're not saying that the car is in bad shape. It just has a lot of miles on it and So therefore, the assessed value, you're saying, should be lower because of the mileage.
We have like few issues, like the AC keeps breaking down. We keep taking it, but other than that, we have been maintaining really good. So we did everything.
This is Harold.
Yeah. Hi, Harold.
Hi. What do you think that the value of the car is today? If you were to take it to a dealer to sell it?
Don't know the exact number, but I did check it on Kelly's book like long time back with my high mileage, and it was around 4,000, between 4,000 to 5,000. But I haven't checked it now.
Okay.
Recently, I haven't checked it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. This is Harold. I have no further questions.
This is Kathleen. I don't either.
Carol, do you have any questions for, whoops, hold on a second.
No, I was wondering what Harold had asked the question on what she thought the value was.
Okay. All right, and I don't have any further questions.
So do you need me to put that online and email you guys about the value? I can check it online in a bit. Do you need that?
This is Kathleen. I was going to say we have the book, so we can get that information from the assessor's office once we've finished hearing, all of the appeals. So unless you have something, different than the regular books, we do have that available. We know it's an EX, right? 2000. Yeah.
2012. Yeah. Honda.
2012 Honda Accord EX.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So thank you.
Sure.
So you can expect, this is Harold, you can expect that we will deliberate on the information that you have provided, and you will receive a letter with our determination as to whether there's an adjustment to be made on your tax.
Okay. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
this is Kathleen. I'm sorry. I have one more question. About how many miles do you put on the car? Because we usually do the valuation isn't as of today. It happens to be of last October, I think. So about how many miles a year do you put on the vehicle, average?
A year? Like, I don't know. It depends because, now we haven't been able to travel. So, but, we used to drive a lot and I don't know exactly.
Okay. Well, or since, what is it, Ross, October of last year? Is that what we're looking the miles at?
Yes.
From
Okay,
October till
so,
now.
Yeah, that's just an estimate. How many miles do you think you put on it since October to get it to 274?
I don't
Just rough.
Roughly, I have no clue.
About 5,000, maybe 5,000 miles or so.
No,
Yeah.
more than that, I think, because we drove
More. Okay.
a lot in October because I had my family here. So October to February, till February we were driving a lot. After in February we didn't much, just work. My husband.
Okay.
So, oh God, sorry, I'm blank.
No,
Can we take the average? It's 8 years old and 74,000 miles.
That's what I was thinking. It's about 30, right? It's about 30,000 miles a year usually put on the vehicle. 35,000 miles a year.
Her average is 22.8.
22.8. Why did I mess that up? Okay.
12 years. Oh, actually, I did one too many years. You're right.
It's 8 years, right?
That's right, you want to go to October of 19, right? And she bought it in
Just shy of
2011.
25,000.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Okay.
Trustee,
think we're good.
if there are no more questions, for us, then, we will, let you know when the decision has been rendered.
Sure.
Okay? All right, thank you so much
Thank you, everybody. Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
as well.
Okay, we have somebody on the call with the number 1 as an identification. Are you there?
Okay? So,
They just hung up.
uh-oh.
So I don't see any callers. We do have one gentleman here, and Ken has taken his information. Hold on one sec. Let me grab Ken.
This is Kathleen. Because we did receive backup documentation for 2 other vehicles, right, today? And one was Roger Van Voorhees, and the other was Elizabeth Kocher. So we haven't heard from either one of those. It's my understanding they were informed that they needed to join the call today.
I believe they were. Let me just check. I got their backup here. I thought there was a note on. Yeah, I believe the first person was, and the other person came in today, Kocher.
Kocher came in today.
Okay, the other gentleman that came in was Kevin Mowski. It's spelled D-M-O-W-S-K-I. And he's appealing his 96 Chevy C1500.
Is that a truck? This is Harold. Is that a truck vehicle?
All right. The gentleman informed Ken he does not have the ability to connect at all. He said it was hit on the side of the road, damaged, etc. And we have a value on it right now of $610.
This is Kathleen for the 96 Chevy C1500.
Yes.
This is Harold.
This is
Is that a truck vehicle? Is that a passenger car or a truck?
This is a truck.
Okay.
And the emissions test is up top, and you can see the mileage, 265,490. I'm just looking for the date of the test. That was in July 28th of this year.
Okay, this is Kathleen, and you said he tried to call in, but he couldn't get on the phone line, or he couldn't get the truck, bring the truck in?
He does not have the ability to call.
Okay. But he's present there now.
Ken, is he still here?
No,
No, he's left.
no, he's left. I mean, he has,
I would explain further, but I would prefer an executive session, but I don't know if you can even do that. So if you want to leave it at that.
Well, does anybody have any questions for Ross in terms of what he knows, the information he knows?
Well, this is Harold. He presented the vehicle. Did he present any paperwork?
Yes, I emailed it to you.
Okay. So we have the information that of his assessment appeal. We can make a ruling on it based on that, I believe.
Sorry, Carol,
Ross,
we
I'm
can't
trying
hear you.
to,
Who's online?
I'm here. Carol.
yeah, this is Kathleen. I'm here. I'm just looking for the email. You said you emailed it, so there's a couple different emails. I'm happy. I'm going to upload it to the website. I just not sure which one it is. Let's
It was
see.
dated, it was timed at 5:10 p.m.
Okay, so it looks like it's a copy of an inspection report, DMV vehicle inspection report.
Right, and you
And
can see the
then,
mileage on there in the second section, 265,490.
Okay. And then the second sheet is his tax bill, one of the vehicles, I see, the third vehicle. And we have it valued at 610. So that's the documentation he's provided to you.
Yes, that's what he provided.
Okay. Hmm.
This is Harold. So we valued the vehicle at $610. He's paying $16.34 in taxes. And it's still registered and on the road. So what is his right?
$15 in taxes.
Mhm.
But would he rather it be $15?
Yes, this is Kathleen Ross. Did he give you a value that he thought it should be?
No. If you check your
Okay.
email, I sent you an executive session email. I don't know how else to do an executive session with this.
Yeah, I mean, this is Kathleen. I don't know that you can. Just trying to, there's only certain reasons you can go into executive session, and I don't know mean, certainly we
Well,
want to protect their
at least-
privacy. So, but I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. I just don't,
With the email,
it has
at
to-
least then it would become a FOIA request and, then at least somebody could deem it either privileged or not.
I agree with you.
It would be out of
Okay.
our hands.
I hear you.
I recall this person from last year.
Same vehicle, Harold?
That I'm not sure, but there was a gentleman who came in with a brain issue that I heard, and I don't remember much else besides that.
Okay, so the hearing is still open for another, this is Kathleen, for another 20 minutes or so? Like I said, we did receive backup documentation from 2 other people, one who came in today, right? And then one that came in a couple days ago. And we don't, neither one of them so far has dialed in that we're aware of or communicated that they can't get in. Is that correct, Rod?
That's correct. I would, maybe
Okay.
I'll suggest that you deliberate on the 3 that you've got, 4 that you've got, and then, we'll see where we're at, and I'll watch for more people to pop in.
Okay.
Okay, you want to start with the Highlander?
Yeah, so this is Kathleen. I just want to state for the record that I, on the homepage of our, because we are supposed to, any documentation that comes in, we need to make it available to the public during the hearing. So if we were to do any other comment or anything like that, I just want to, I did just add a feed to our homepage with links to the 4 documents now that we've received. I mean, it is in the back page as well, but I put it in a news feed as well. So I'm just going to add the 4th one that we just got right there. But
Okay, thank you.
sure. So let's see, update that. Okay, so those are there. So 2 of them we don't have yet, but and so I had actually started to number them. The 2 that came in is Auto 1 and I should have called them Motor Vehicle 1, Motor Vehicle 2. So the Highlander, I actually consider Motor Vehicle 3, if that's okay, so the backup matches. So, or Motor Vehicle Appeal number 3 would be the Toyota Highlander. If we want to discuss that one now or deliberate on that one now.
Yes.
Okay, and this is Kathleen. I mean, just because we are open until 6, anybody else could technically come in and comment on that one between now and, well, no, maybe it's not for comment. I'm not sure until that point in time, but I think we're good.
We did have somebody else come in. I'm going to let Ken speak for him because he just had oral surgery and can't speak. I'm not laughing at him. I'm just laughing at the comedy of this whole setup. But do you want to deliberate on the other ones first, or do you want to hear what Ken has to say after speaking with the gentleman?
This is Kathleen. I'm confused. Did he already speak with him, you said? Or he's in the process of it right now?
Ken has spoken with him, and Ken is standing here ready to tell you what he knows.
Okay. Yeah, well, let's hear from Ken.
Yeah.
Let's hear Ken.
Okay. Ken?
Yes.
All right, you're up. I'm going to print this guy's card, so give me his,
So
what's the guy's name and,
Stern, Christopher Stern.
can you hear Ken okay?
This is Kathleen, yes, S-T-E-R-N, Stern?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Christopher D. Stern, yep.
How do we have a BAA on this guy already? He came in. He was in, looks like he was in March.
No, well, what happened with this was there was an error in pricing. I made the change to the error in pricing, and of course, he's of the opinion that he needs more than what I gave him. What I ended up doing is brought it down to pretty much the 35,000 and change that he acquired the property for. But of course, he's trying to, I mean, he's talking about rebates. He's talking about 2 months of usage after it rolled off the lot, all these various other things that he feels should be taken into consideration. So he's looking for a valuation that's more in line with 30,500 rather than I believe it's the 35,600 that I had for the vehicle. Now that's pretty much how it hashed out, if you will. So, yeah, I gave him my best, and my best wasn't enough, is really what it comes down to. And then, he's not citing any unusual amount of condition or usage or whatever it happens to be, because it is a brand new vehicle it's a 2019 Equinox. And he did have the car here, and it looked in, good shape and whatnot. Yeah, so,
That's him, right?
yes, it is.
I'm emailing the docs that he provided over right now.
Sure. So this is Kathleen. So you're saying we heard him in March as part of our March hearing?
No,
No.
Ken, there was a pricing error that Ken corrected
Yes,
through the BAA,
Pricing.
right.
but now he
Pricing
doesn't
error.
feel that was
Okay.
sufficient.
And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. And with that, he's looking to, if you're wondering where he's looking to go, the documentation that you're going to be getting shortly will reflect a valuation that's more like 30,500, actually 30,488. And and then he started saying it was worth 19 and change today. But I'm just trying to convey what he conveyed to me is really what it comes down to.
How did he arrive at 30,548?
Well, in this one sheet that is coming over to you, he was alluding to rebates and 2 months of use before October of 19 is what he was. That was the cause and effect, if you will, that would have brought it from the 35,006 down to the 30,488 that he was conveying, or 30,40. Actually, we've got two numbers floating around: 30,548 and 30,488. Those are the two numbers that he's alluding to.
Right, and we don't have what's going on here is this is a car that we do not have retail values on because it's so new. So usually in this case, we use the MSRP value as our starting point.
But still, you're going to find within the cash price and the total price, they're kind of going to eclipse the number that we're utilizing. They have a cash price of 37,000. They have a total time price of 39,000. Well, this is within this.
This is Harold, but we do see what he paid for it
Yep.
before the trade-ins and allowances.
Right.
37 some.
Yeah. That's what I was kind of alluding to, if you will.
I'm a little confused because it shows the sales price was $35,798, but then on the other page it's showing a total of $39,000, but a rebate of $52.50. So how'd we take 5 off and go up 5? You know what I mean? He paid 40 grand for that car. Out the door.
Well, I didn't know the numbers that he's looking for is, you know, I don't know.
Whatever. All right, did we print him?
I didn't get a print.
Do you have any more questions for Ken?
This is Harold. No, I have no questions.
I'm sorry, I hope you adequately.
One more printout if you wouldn't mind.
Sure.
Yeah, so this is Kathleen. I just want to be clear, as far as we can understand, he's asking for $30,488. That's what his request is.
That's definitely what he's,
Yes.
he's looking for, yeah.
Okay.
$30,548 is his ask.
Okay.
Oh.
And we have it assessed at 35.6. Is that what you said?
Yep,
You said it's 30.
no.
No. For start? $21,250, right? Is it? Yeah, if you like.
The net assessment is
Okay.
$21,250. Am I reading this right? His assessment was $24,920, and the net assessment is $21,250.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, we took him down to 30,000 already.
Yeah, he's already.
Yeah, he's already been taken down there.
Yeah,
He's at 30,358.
right.
He wants to go up.
Yeah, he's all taken care of, but I didn't think that was the number.
I think you might have looked at the pre-BAA number, pre-CSC number.
This is Harold. I think this is pretty clear cut.
Okay.
We can move on.
We're going to call that one appeal number 5.
Actually, this is Kathleen. Actually, I was going to say 6.
Just go through that because here's what I have. I have Camille 2018 supplemental is number 1, and Camille number.
This is Kathleen. Yeah, sorry. I when I numbered them, I took the 2 that came in as paperwork as 1 and 2. So I had Van Voorhees as 1, and because they submitted their paperwork, you know. We can do it however we want. I numbered them when I uploaded them, 1 and 2, the 2 people who submitted, you know, earlier. And so then Camille became number 3 on my list. But we can do it whatever's easier for you.
Why don't you start with Camille and let's work our way down. And then we'll end up with the two
Okay.
that didn't show up and figure that out.
Okay, so Camille, we're calling motor vehicle appeal number 1?
That's what I did, so I can change.
Oh. Okay. Nope,
But I
we just
counted
need to
her
be
as 2
consistent.
appeals, one for 18, one for 19.
That's why, okay. Wait a minute, I gotta get another pad of paper here, which minutes are crazy. Let's see.
This is Harold. So I believe this appeal is based upon the mileage of the vehicle because it's the owner's responsibility to do the necessary repairs. So is it appropriate to base the valuation on the book value based upon the mileage?
I don't quite understand the question. If we were to give her a mileage adjustment, it would be minus 1175 for the 2018 supplemental. And that would bring it to a net assessment of 11,550.
Well, that's the basis of my question. Is that a reduction?
Yes.
This is Kathleen. Give me 1 minute. I just want to make sure we're consistent. I seem to think when we do auto, we talk appraised value. Let me just see what we usually do. Yes, we usually talk appraised value when we're doing the vehicles. So did you say?
And I apologize, that was appraised value.
11,000 is appraised.
Right, the numbers I gave you were the appraised value.
All right, let's see. And she paid, this is Kathleen, she paid $1,000 for the vehicle?
Right.
Is that what we heard her say?
That's what she
Yeah,
said.
you know, just to note, this is a Highlander Hybrid Limited, and you can see the pictures of it. It looked pretty clean. So you know, 1,000 is extremely low.
Right.
Kathleen, that's what yeah. She bought it from her friends, right? A friend's friend. She said a relative's friend.
That's
Yeah.
not an arm's length transaction.
That's correct.
Nope.
Okay, so this is Kathleen. So for appeal number 1, this is the 2018 supplemental. The appraised value, according to the book, is $11,550.
That's what I see, yeah.
And we have, and that she's currently, with that mileage, she's currently at what? Appraised?
The appraised value currently is $12,725. If we took the mileage off of, at the time, 214,000, that's a 1,175 reduction. So her new reduced appraised value would be 11,550.
This is Harold. I make a motion to reduce to the amount given the numbers that Ross just stated. I mean, this car is less than 3 years old. It should be under warranty, so any repairs that she needs to make, well, the mileage is high, but I think Toyota should take some responsibility.
Right. This is Carol.
Is it a 2008 or a 2018?
2008.
I'm sorry. I take that back.
Okay.
But brakes are normal maintenance.
Right.
Mhm.
Yes. So I make the motion.
This is Carol. I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
This is Peter, aye.
This is Kathleen. Aye.
Okay, the motion is carried 4-0.
Okay. This is just the 2018, for both of them.
I'm sorry, Kathleen, can you repeat that?
Sure. Is this, we just voted for what you said, the appraised value of 11,550 with the mileage adjustment. She would be reducing the appraised value to that number. Was that for both appeals number two?
Kathleen, you're breaking up pretty badly. Kathleen, you still there?
This is Harold. She may be trying to reconnect.
Yeah, we lost her audio.
Sorry, this is Kathleen. I think I lost my audio for a bit there. So if Ross answered, I didn't hear it.
What was your question, Kathleen? This is Ross.
Sure. I just was, I wanted, for the minutes and whatever, do we vote on appeal 1 and appeal 2? In other words, is the appraised value of 11,550 accurate for both of the 2018 and the 2019? No. Okay.
No. We have to do them separately
So that's-
because there's 2 different years, 2 different books.
That's what I thought. Okay. So we're just, so the vote we took was for the 2018 supplemental at
Yeah.
11,550. Okay.
Are you ready for her 2019?
Yes.
Yes?
Okay, she's currently valued at $12,100. The mileage adjustment would be $875 for a new value of $11,225. It's a little bit less this year because she's not putting the mileage on it that it had been getting.
This is Harold. That sounds fair to me. I make a motion to adjust her tax bill with the reduction that Ross stated.
All right. This is Peter. I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye. This is Carol. Aye.
Aye. Oh, this is Kathleen.
Motion-
Aye.
This is Harold. The motion is carried 4-0.
Okay, we've had somebody join us.
This is Kathleen Ross. I think that's my cell phone,
That's
203-257-96.
you. I can see the microphone lighting up. Never mind.
Yeah.
Are you
I'm
ready
not
for
sure
number
how to
3?
get in. Yeah.
I'll just give you the numbers I normally give you on number 3. This is Drista Kunwar, and she had the 2012 Honda Accord. The value is $9,600 currently, and if you apply a mileage adjustment, it would be reduced by $3,375 to a new value of $6,225.
Is that a vehicle that we
Kathleen,
saw?
I'm sorry.
This is Harold. Is that a
No, I
vehicle
don't
that we
believe it.
saw?
Yeah.
Okay. This is Harold, and we verified the mileage?
I don't recall. Did she send you backup?
This is Kathleen. No, she was on the call, and so she answered the question. I think.
She submitted no backup.
Right, but she's the one who says it has 274,000 miles. We decided she travels about 25,000 miles a year, but this year she didn't put as many miles on it because of COVID. But from October to February, she said she did put a fair amount of miles on the vehicle. So she didn't give us any documentation, but she did. I don't know that we swore her in, but I don't think we swore anybody in, but she did she was at the hearing, present at the hearing. This is Kathleen, and that's for an EX, right, Ross, the value?
I have it. Let me look it up again. It shows as an E, 2012 Honda Accord. CRCP2F. F75. CP2. That is an EX, yes.
Okay. And this is Kathleen. Can you just repeat that number? I didn't hear it. You said 6,000 something?
The new, if you take the reduction for the mileage, the new value would be 6,225.
6,225. And did you take the about 12,000 miles off of the 274? Is that what I went down to?
I took, 274. Let me check the tables again.
That's what it
Well, she's
is.
off
This
the-
is Kathleen.
she's
It's
off the
274
charts.
now, right?
Yeah, she's off the charts. The charts top out at 250,000 miles. And it does say that the high mileage should not exceed 40% of the trade-in value. So let's do that math. This has a trade-in value of $74.25. Should actually do the trade-in value. Of course, it doesn't tell you. We'll go average, $65.75. I mean, what it's saying is that the value shouldn't exceed 40% of the trade-in. The trade-in values are rated as rough, average, or clean. So using the average trade-in value and taking 40% of that gets us $2,630. So technically, the maximum deduction, even using the highest trade-in value, would be $2,970. I know that one was a little confusing.
This is Harold. That's a big difference between the 6,500 and that number. If her assessment previously was over 9,000 and we're getting down to 6,525, I believe that's the number that's mentioned, then that would seem to me to be reasonable reduction.
I think it was 6,225.
But what I'm saying is that
62.25.
to get to 6,225, I subtracted 3,375. But the book is telling us no more than 40% of the trade-in value.
Right.
Using the maximum, the highest trade-in value, it tells us the maximum deduction would be $2,970. Just giving you the info.
Oh, the
This is Kathleen, the
deduction, so,
maximum deduction or the maximum value?
It reads, deduction for higher mileage should not exceed 40% of trade-in value.
Deduction, okay.
And unfortunately, there are 3 trade-in values.
so what is the number that you come up with subtracting the current assessment and that $2,900 number?
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm not writing this number.
6,630.
Well, that's pretty close to what we had, right? 6250.
Yeah, it's a few $100 higher.
Yeah. Well, then let's, for the sake of consistency and following the book's calculations, why don't we use that number?
This is Kathleen. I'm good with that. Just want to make sure I have the number accurate. Was that $6,630?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll make a motion that we reduce her appraised value to $6,630.
This is Harold. I second it. All in favor?
Aye. This is Kathleen. Aye.
This is Peter, aye.
Carol?
Carol, aye.
Okay, the motion is carried 4-0.
Okay.
Okay, number 4 is Mr. Demowski, who had the C-1500 pickup truck. I'm going to check and see if he was in last year. I don't see that he got a reduction last year.
Is that the same vehicle that he was in here for?
I don't see that this vehicle was reduced last year.
Okay.
I can toss this out there. He could put antique plates on this, and it would be assessed at $500.
Well, Right now, it says at $650. Is that correct?
No, it's 610,
Six,
610.
Oh, excuse me, 610. This is Harold. I make a motion to deny.
deny,
Um, This is Kathleen. I was just looking at the minutes from March of 2019. And we did grant in part the appeal, reduce the assessed value to 1470. But I have assessed in the minutes
That's a different car.
in March yeah, the minutes from that meeting don't say which car it is. It just said listed owner Kevin DMOWSKI motor vehicle. So that you're saying that's a different car. Okay, never mind.
Let me check.
No, I mean,
There it is.
and it says assessed to 1470.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, that was a different car. That was a Subaru Legacy.
Okay,
So,
yeah, it'll be better with the minutes this time around. Okay. All right, so there's a motion, I'm sorry, this is Kathleen. I believe there's a motion on the table. Carol, did you second it? Okay.
okay. All in favor of the motion? Aye. This is Peter.
I,
Harold,
Hi, this is
aye.
Kathleen.
Any further discussions? The motion's carried 4-0 to deny.
Ross, just to follow up on your antique plate comment, is that something, like, what's it cost to put antique plates on a vehicle?
I don't forget I don't know what the cost is. It may be a few bucks more in registration
Yeah,
for the special plate, but
Yeah.
any car that's 25 years old and that has not been modified can have antique plates. Now, I will tell you that if you walk into DMV, they just
Yeah.
give them to you. They don't check.
is
And
that
once
right?
you have the antique plates, your assessment is locked at $500.
Okay,
They can also apply to us for that.
okay. All right, is that something that we should put in our letter, our response to this appeal? Or is that
No,
not
I
something?
brought it up as a possible, if you wanted to give them something, you could take them down to the antique value.
Okay,
This is Kathleen. It looks like, quickly looking online, it costs you $47 the first time you get a classic plate, plus a $2 registration fee, and then maybe the renewal is less after that.
right.
This is Kathleen. I do have one with the classic plates on it, and my tax bill is very low on that car, so I appreciate that.
I will say it's greatly abused. Not saying Kathleen is, I'm just saying it's greatly abused.
It is.
I hear you.
Oh.
Yes, if you saw my car,
When
you
you
would
see,
Well, listen,
be the abuser.
90 Toyota Camrys that are just about finished running around with antique plates, it's like, well.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
our last one that we
hear ya.
had that came in was Christopher Stern. He's got the new 2019 Chevy Equinox. In checking this, we see that he is assessed at, hold it. He is assessed at
Hey, I just,
$30,358.
Appraised.
So he is
This is Kathleen.
where he has to be, basically.
This is Kathleen. He is appraised at $30,548. No, $30,000.
$30,358.
358, and that's appraised. Okay.
This is
So
Harold.
this is
So,
Kathleen.
For $30,548.
this is Harold. So we're doing him a favor by denying his appeal.
That's correct. This is Kathleen. I make a motion to deny the appeal.
Okay, this is Peter. I second that.
All in favor?
This is Carol, I.
This is Harold. Aye.
This is
Aye.
Kathleen, I.
Peter, aye.
Motion is carried 4-0.
All right, I see we have a caller. Phone number ends in
Yes,
79.
Ross, I think that's me,
And,
right? Let me look back on my, yeah.
Can
Yeah, that's
you
me.
guys hear me?
We have another caller ending in 66.
Can you guys?
Yeah.
Yes, that's me. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you say your name?
My name is Charles Taylor, calling for Elizabeth Kocher, my wife. And I dropped off some documentation today regarding a Range Rover to Michelle. I'm hoping you guys got that.
We sent that out to you earlier.
This is Kathleen. Yes, we did get it. I uploaded it to the website so the public can see that. Yes. Your name is Charles Taylor and it's for your wife, Elizabeth Kocher? Okay.
Coach, yes. I had to dial in, so I'm not on the web, but I apologize, but I couldn't get in the other way, so I just used this dial-in number. Anyways, I was hoping you guys could take a look at the transaction that happened when we purchased this car from a legit dealer in Long Island. The price was $17,000, and you guys appraised the car at considerably higher than that. We missed the opportunity to talk to you guys last year, but we would like you guys to reconsider the valuation of the vehicle for this year, please. I think there's a copy of the actual registration where we paid the state of Connecticut the value off of the $17,000. Based on the same document we're all looking at.
This is Harold. I don't have access to the documents. Can someone please review the age of the vehicle and description?
You guys don't have the documents that I dropped off?
We have it. I believe we have to just open the file.
Harold, it's a 2012 Land Rover. Odometer reading, when it was registered in,
It was 101,000 miles or something like that.
Okay.
This is Kathleen. Yeah, I'm just looking at the document to see if we can see what the miles were, and you purchased it in, what do we say, May of 2018? Where's the sale date here? September of 2000 was inspected.
Yeah, it was purchased in the end of September. Maybe it was registered in October because we had a temporary plate on it, but on or about, like, let's say October 10th, it's registered.
Yeah, the date of sale, this is Kathleen. Date of sale says 8/15/18 on the retail certificate of sale in New York. So August.
It was purchased in August, purchased in September, late.
Okay. I'm just looking for this is Kathleen, I'm just looking for the mileage on the documents you submitted. Let me Should have the mileage.
It was between 1 and 102,000. Yeah. Right,
Mr. Taylor, this is Harold Kowalski. What would you estimate your mileage, the mileage that you added in the last 2 years to be? How many miles did you drive the last 2 years?
130,000 miles.
This is Kathleen. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. So it's now currently 130,000 miles on the vehicle?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. And so that's about 15, but we actually go back to October of 2019. So, so probably about 15,000 miles a year. So it's probably about 115,000 miles last October.
Right. So I guess what I'm appealing to you guys, with all due respect, I'm just asking you to take a look at the price we purchased the car was $17,000. You guys had a number of like 26,000 2 years ago. I just think it's I want to show you that we purchased the car for 17, paid taxes to the state, registered it based upon a legitimate dealer and store off of 17,000. They accept our state taxes alone.
All right. So this is Kathleen. Is there anything else wrong with the vehicle that, you know, I don't know, that was broken about it or damaged or anything?
Yeah, we put about another $5,000 to $7,000 for this car with all the new tires and new everything else that was all just available car. We bought it.
This is Harold. I have no further questions.
This is Kathleen. I just have one other question. I believe, is your name on the title as well, or only your wife's name on the title? I think she technically has to appeal unless she gave you permission, you know, to appeal on her behalf. So.
Yeah, she is titled to her. She's downstairs cooking dinner. I'm glad to go get her and bring her up here so that you can communicate with her, but she gave her permission.
No, it's fine. This is Kathleen. I think we just needed to hear you say that. This was a difficult time with COVID and the phone calls and all that kind of stuff. So I totally get it. So that's fine.
It's kind of been to do all this paperwork that I kind of like got selected to communicate with you guys. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is Kathleen Ross. What's the name of the book we use again? I can't remember the name of it's not Kelly Blue Book. What's the name of the book where the state gets its assessed appraised values from?
You guys use NADA, something like that.
NADA.
This
yeah,
is Ross. It's
NADA. Okay.
Have you, Mr. Taylor, have you looked at the value in the NADA?
I have. It's outrageously high what these cars are trading for, and I respectfully, understand you guys got to have some benchmark to collect the taxes. I'm not against you collecting the taxes on the car, but I just think it's so outrageously high based upon what we legitimately bought the car for, and the state of Connecticut accepted that transaction as valid. I mean, if I bought it from a private party, I can understand the question, you guys questioning it, but this was bought from a legitimate dealer who gave me a legitimate bill of sale that went through all the right procedures and documentation of the state of New York. So it's a legit fact.
Sure. And so what is the NADA value?
I don't know, but I think you guys valued it 2 years ago at like 26, close to 27,000. So I mean,
Huh.
if it was off a few $1,000s, it wouldn't have wasted my time. But it's like almost 10 grand. It's like a lot of money, you know, to be paying tax
Mhm.
on it.
All right. Anybody have any other questions for Mr. Taylor?
This is Kathleen. I'm good.
Carol, any questions?
This is Harold. No questions.
I don't have any questions. It's Carol.
All right, and I don't have any further questions for you. So, we're going to deliberate, and then we will communicate with you on what that decision, what decision was made.
Okay,
And
sounds good to me.
okay. All right. Well, thank you.
All right, be safe, guys. Thanks for your time.
So,
Thank you.
Okay,
Be well,
thank
Mr.
you.
Taylor.
Have a good night.
All right, you guys as well. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
This is Harold. Well, sounds like he got a very good deal on the car, even though it had very high mileage.
This is Ross. While you were discussing, I looked up the mileage adjustment, and it would be a reduction of $675 based on 115,000. And we currently have the car valued at $20,375.
so he said 20. He said 26. He thought he was saying that we had it valued at like 26, 27.
Right, that was 18's value.
Yeah.
So what's the NAD value with the reduction come to?
19,700.
This is Harold. Is there any reason to go lower than that?
And this is Kathleen. He didn't give us any reason other than he put about $5,000 into the car, but I think he just said it was tires and brakes and that type of work. I didn't hear him say that it was, any major, overhauls of air conditioning or body work or anything like that. He didn't say that, there's anything else other than he just felt that the purchase price wasn't reflective of, right? That's what I heard him saying.
Right.
The value.
So,
Right.
so
And
Ross, I'm sorry.
Harold. This is Harold, and his concern was he paid $17,000. We had an assessment of $26,000 plus, so he didn't like the fact that we were taxing him for a $10,000 difference. So if it gets down to $19,000, then we've just eliminated $8,000 of that. Or no, $7,000 of it. So my question is there any reason to go below the 19,700 number?
This is Russ. Harold, who are you asking that question to? Everybody or? Okay.
Yes?
Yeah, this is Kathleen. I mean, I didn't hear any other reason, and I didn't hear why the sale price was so low, or other than unless the book is really bad on the Land Rovers. I don't know how many of those come, our way. But I don't, I think if we do it for this Land Rover, we need to do it for all of them, and I don't know that a slope we want to go down. Not sure.
And so, Ross, this is Peter. Why, I mean, in your opinion, why would the state, take the value of 17,000 when it seemed that that car was worth much more than that?
This is Ross. I don't know, to tell you the truth. I mean, my understanding was the state was not looking at sales price any longer because so many people lied, and they were just going by the books. But I'm not sure what books they use.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me look up last year's and see if there was a change. 2012 Land Rover.
This is Harold. Maybe the car had an accident or something and was marked for quick sale.
Is there anything on that paperwork that says that?
Not that I've seen.
Just a little, 2 certificates of sale, right? One is the date of purchase, date of sale. I guess that's different. Excuse me.
One thing that's interesting is the books seem different. Well, here's something that's a little interesting. We look up based on certain digits in the VIN, and his don't come up.
Yeah.
We're what I'm looking for is the 4 digits MF1E. I have an MF1D like dog, and I have an MH1E like Eric. So that could be why he got priced high last year, because one of them is at almost 27,000, and this year it looks like we took the lower one. But it does appear to be a supercharged because the trim is SC. So I think this year we actually got the correct number. Last year we took the wrong line because the VIN didn't match up correctly.
So are you the board here? Are you okay with using the new number at 19,700? I think it was.
That's correct.
19.
Well, this is Kathleen. So do we technically owe him money back from last year then?
Oh.
No,
No. Okay.
we can't go back and correct.
You cannot, even if it was in other words, is the VIN number incorrect on his paperwork? Or it's wrong in the computer? I was a little unsure of what happened. You read a couple different VIN numbers. I didn't really follow what you were saying.
Yeah, it's a little hard to follow, but the VIN number on the paperwork matches the VIN number that we have on our system. But that particular sequence does not come up in the NADA books. So there's two that are very close. If you take the higher one, that gets you to like 27,000, and the lower one gets you to the 20,000.
Wow.
So last year we took the high number, and this year we took the lower of the two. So I think his problem was really with last year, and I don't know if he really realizes that he's been corrected for this year.
Right.
But we could still do the mileage adjustment if you're in. Or more, whatever you decide.
Sure. This is Kathleen. So you're pretty sure that you're using the correct number this year? To correct the lower number, and that is correct based on the kind of vehicle, you know, the options that he has on his vehicle.
Right. It listed as a supercharged vehicle, and the lower number indicates is a supercharged vehicle. So that seems to match up well.
And so his mileage adjustment, if we granted the mileage adjustment, it would bring him down to about what, 1,900?
It would bring him down to the 19,700.
So that would bring him, that brings him down to 19,700. Okay. Well, I make a motion for the 19,700 adjustment.
This is Kathleen. I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Carl,
Aye.
This is Harold, aye.
Okay.
Kathleen?
Yes, I'm sorry. This is Kathleen. Aye.
And Peter, aye.
The motion is carried
This is Kathleen. Okay.
4-0. Reduction to
And
19,700.
right.
Mhm. And this is Kathleen. We're okay that he was speaking for his wife. Everybody's all right with that? I'm assuming we are, right?
Yes, we accept that.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what you want to do with the last one. He sent you a memo. This is Roger Van Voorhees, and it's on a 1999 Mercury Sable.
What does his memo read?
You should have it in your...
Kathleen. I can read it too. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is Kathleen. I can read it out if you can hear me, Harold. Dear Sir, Madam, I believe the reference vehicle has been excessively valued at $2,557, and I hereby lodge a dispute of such valuation and request for reval based on the following data. The model year is 1999. It's 21 years old. The mileage is 162,000 plus. The condition is very poor. Transmission failure, emissions testing borderline, multiple body dents, body rot and paint erosion, no air conditioning, leaking moonroof, must be put in a garage, cabin mold, dysfunction of power locks, windshield wiper ghosting, they turn on by themselves. Kelly Blue Book value range is 536 to 1,500. Based on the age, mileage, and condition, the car can only be worth the low end, 536. 70%, that put me at 375 net valuation. Kindly review this data and respond with either a telephone call or by sending a modified invoice. Thank you for your assistance.
I think they need a new car.
Yes, I'm looking at his bill here, his total, well, I don't know, does the bill say the appraised? It doesn't, right? It says the assessed value somewhere. His tax bill is $47.95.
We valued it at 25. $160.
This is Kathleen, and normally people, need to show in order, right, for us to consider their appeal. In this case, I believe, Ross, you said your office told him that he needed to call in between 5 and 6.
I believe they did. I mean, Debbie in my office, I believe, spoke with him, and she was out today. But I believe I verified with her that she did ask them to call in. But given the circumstances of this year, I figured you ought maybe want to consider it.
Right. So you guys, he said the value is the Kelly Blue Book value is between 536 and 1500 basically. So you want to split the difference of that?
Well, I think this is Harold. Why don't we take a look at our NADA books and see what that has to say?
Okay.
In rough condition with that mileage of, was it the memo?
Unfortunately, when we hit 1999, we go into the classic and collectible book. So we drop out of the regular pricing books. So I can tell you, looking in that book,
I don't think this vehicle would make it onto the Antiques Roadshow.
'99 Sable.
He allowed this car to get so bad. Is that really our concern?
So the value range in this book, it's a little different. It just gives us a low, an average, and a high. So it ranges from $12.50 to $32.50, and there's no mileage adjustments once you hit this book. I will point out that when he used Kelly Blue Book, he did use the private sale, which is a lower value. We usually look at retail value.
So this is Kathleen. I make a motion that we take the low value of $12.50 from the book. You said the range was $12.50 to $32.50 based on the way he
Correct.
described the condition of the car. I would make a motion that we reduce his appraised value to $1,250.
This is Harold. Given the description that he gave, and I don't believe that it's not accurate, I would like to even go a little lower, say $1,000. Kathleen, how would you feel about that?
I'm good with either one.
Then can I make a motion?
Sure, go ahead, Harold.
This is Kathleen. This is Kathleen. I have a motion on the table, but nobody seconded it, so I guess my motion just died, so that's fine, right? Or I can I'll rescind my motion. Let's just do that. Or I'll make a friendly amendment to my motion. That's probably the easiest thing for the minutes. I'll make a friendly amendment to my motion and change the value from to $1,000. I make a motion we reduce them to $1,000.
Carol?
Harold, do you want to second that?
Yeah.
Carol seconds it. Those in favor?
Peter, aye.
Harold, aye.
Kathleen, aye.
Harold, aye.
The motion is carried 4-0.
Okay. Okay, great.
So
This
this
is
concludes,
Kathleen. And this is Kathleen. I believe the next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from March 23rd, our afternoon session.
yes. How, this is Harold. How is that done? Is it a roll call or how do we vote?
Same way, someone needs to make a motion. This is Kathleen, and then someone seconds the motion. We vote.
All right, this is Harold. I make a motion to approve the minutes of last March.
Okay, this is Peter. I second that.
All those in favor?
This is
This is Kathleen, aye.
Carol,
Harold, aye. And Peter?
Aye, Peter says aye.
Okay.
This is Kathleen. I'm sorry. So the next item on the agenda, I know, Harold, you don't have your computer up or whatever it is. Any other business properly before the board? So this is Kathleen. I just wanted to say, we do have our next meeting is scheduled for December. I wrote down the date a minute ago, but I don't know what we did with that. At 6 o'clock, at which time we elect officers again and set our calendar for 2021. But is Ross still there, Peter?
I am.
Ross, yes. So Ross, one of the things we do need to probably address before that, it is a reval year. And in the town code, I was looking at it before the meeting. If we want more people on the board to help, we have to make a request for that at least 3 months before the hearings begin. So that really needs to happen. I can read it quickly. It says, upon the request of the chairman of the board, made no later than 3 months prior to the time assessment appeal hearings are to be held in an assessment year in which there's a reval, assessment year prior to such year of reval or the year after, the RTM will appoint the number of additional members to the Board of Assessment Appeals requested by the chairman. Chairman shall request the number of additional members the chairman anticipates will be needed, but such number shall not be greater than 4. Such appointments are only effective for the year. The chairman and the Board of Selectmen may recommend persons to fill such temporary positions, but the RTM shall not be bound by such recommendations. So they're appointed by the RTM, but the chairman and or the Board of Selectmen can recommend. So I guess we need to decide, do we want to ask for more help or not? And if so, how many?
I would suggest to do that much sooner rather than later. I mean, I would suggest you do that this month if you're going to do it.
This is Harold. I can do that as the chairman. I'll find out what the wording should be and who I request, who I make the request to. It would seem to me that it's still better for us to have an uneven number on the board so that we don't get into deadlock. So I guess the question is, do we ask for 2 or 4?
What's traditionally what's happening?
2 would be a good number.
I agree too.
I don't want to jinx it, but Stratford had their reval last year, and they did not have a tremendous number of appeals. I think they had about 300.
Well, with the way they're doing it now, it's with a questionnaire. They're not sending out a lot of inspectors. So it's based on a questionnaire. So that could entice people to make a lot of claims. So do we think we need 2 or 4?
I think 2 is good.
This is Kathleen. I agree. I mean, Ross, I'm just wondering how crazy is it going to be, because the market has been obviously very good for the last, several months. How is that affecting the reval, and is it going to be, are people going to come back a lot higher, lower? Are these sales that are going on right now even affecting the reval?
They will affect the reval. I mean, we're still getting them in. I mean, June, July, and August are proving to be very busy months.
Well, this is Kathleen, and things are going, I mean, Carol can attest to this, but I think it's very busy, right? And things are going over asking, like with multiple bids. So, and just, obviously it's a very short period of time. The sales will be, how far back are the sales you're looking at? Are you going to be before March of 2020 or?
The goal is to value the property as of October 1, 2020. So, you typically look at 2 years worth of data to get enough sales, but you still want the value to be as of October of 20. So it may be that we have to trend the older values upward, make an upward adjustment so that they reflect the market on October 1st of 20.
I know. That's Kathleen.
But we don't know that yet because their sales are still coming in, and that analysis we haven't caught up with those yet. It's going to be interesting. I'd almost say you may want to ask for 4.
I kind of agree with that. I think we probably should ask for 4.
It's unusual times, and you don't know. I mean, people are at home a lot more. They may be paying attention to the bills that are coming in more than they have in the past. So it's very hard to predict.
Yeah, this is Kathleen, because I think, in general, the Greenfield Hills families and those ones were sort of obviously expecting that their values were going to go down, just waiting for the reval for that to happen. But now, because of all this market activity right now, that could skew things up for them, or a lot of other people could go up by a lot, even especially the beach, which, was probably supposed to go up anyway, even without COVID. So it's one thing if people's assessments stay, right, pretty the same or they go down, but when we start raising people's assessments, even though their taxes may go down, their assessments are still going to go up, and they may come in and complain. I don't know. It's just a very awkward time, and it may be a temporary bump in the market too, and may be done by January or February. So.
And it's going to, the shift in value between areas is going to be, that may not be felt until after the tax bill goes out.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I make a motion that we ask for 4 additional board members.
Well, this is Kathleen. We don't have a voting item on the agenda.
Okay.
So, I mean, we could certainly add that, but I think the request is, reading the code, it looks like the request is up to the chairman. So I think, we could vote on it, but I don't think we have to unless everybody really wants to, someone could make a motion to add it, or else we could just give Harold our recommendation, and as the chair, I think he can do what he
feels recommendations and reasons would be welcome. Certainly, if we have a large influx, the more people we have to do the hearings will be helpful and put less strain on us as individuals. So leaning towards a 4 would be better. But when it comes down to doing the deliberations, that's when a large group can really slow things down. But that being said, not everyone shows up for all the deliberations either, and as long as we have a quorum, we're okay. So, maybe going for 4 to ease the burden of all the hearings, and to spread out the scheduling, as long as Ross can find places for us to sit, would be the way to go. So send me your thoughts, and then we'll have time to do something about it even this month. And I'll check with Ross as to who the right person is to contact and how to word the request.
This is Kathleen. I believe you make it to the moderator of the RTM, which is Karen Wackerman, I believe. So I think it'll be Karen, but we can double check. I would just say it's really important that we get people, it's not just to get bodies, but now it was 9, a quorum is 5. So we're going to need 5 people to show up for every one of the deliberations. Whoops, sorry. But that's the downside to having them all, is because if we're deliberating 450, we need 5 people at every one in order to get it. So I think we just have to be clear when we request people that that they have to give us really good people who are actually going to show up and not, be missing from 50% or 60% of the deliberations. Never mind the hearings, it's the deliberations where we get stuck if they don't show,
Yeah, I think you may be outlining the time commitment in March would be helpful.
Yes.
Right. And what about the select person? Do they choose equally between the parties?
I'm reading like I said, I'm reading right now what the town code says, and it says the chairman and the board of selectmen may recommend persons to fill such temporary positions, but the RTM shall not be bound by such recommendations. So I think the RTM is the one that makes the decisions, but it looks like it says the RTM will appoint the number of additional members requested by the chairman. So if you requested 4, then it sounds like they must appoint 4. In other words, they can't mess with your numbers unless you say up to 4. And then, we can say, assuming you can find that many, because I don't believe it's that easy to find people to give up their whole month of March. As friendly as we are and as fun as it is.
And what you read, did I hear that the chair of the Board of Assessment Appeals can recommend persons?
Yes, as well as the Board of Selectmen may recommend persons. That's what the charter is saying.
Okay.
So you don't have to, but you may. And so, we could reach out to members who have been on in the past and, we know, whatever. We could, yes, I would say that, because often if they just put press releases out or people are sending emails and people don't understand what the job is, then, or they just want something on their resume, then it ends up, we end up suffering because of that. So
we need
I don't want that to happen.
know that they're committed. So guys, put together your list of people that you would like to have participate in our little fun outings in March, and let me know. Let me know who you would like me to add to the recommendation.
Yes, I believe, this is Kathleen, I believe in the past that I can find the letter. I think there was a letter that was sent about 4 or 5 years ago, from the chairman. So I see if I have a copy of that somewhere. So.
Okay.
All right.
Any other business? Peter, I hope I haven't been stepping on your toes, taking on some of the activities of you running the meeting, but I just felt I wanted to move things along.
Sure, that's fine, Harold. No problem. No problem. So,
and thank you for being there, and thank you for your help and support.
sure, no problem. I hope your back is feeling better. I think it must be contagious though, because my back is bothering me. So
Sympathetic back pain.
yeah. So,
All right. Do you want to conclude the meeting?
Yeah. Anyone want to make
This is Kathleen
a,
Ross. Yeah. No, I was
I'm
just
sorry,
gonna ask
Kath-
Ross if he had anything else. I just gonna ask Ross if he had anything else he needed to discuss with us or bring to our attention before December, other than the additional members.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay,
Thank you, Ross.
Thank you all.
all right, thank you, Ross. Anyone who would like to make a
Is there-
motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to
I'll
adjourn.
make-
This is Harold.
This is Carol, I second it.
All in favor? Aye. Peter?
hi,
Hi, Harold.
this is. Hi, Kathleen.
Kathy? I mean,
Yes, Carol.
Carol?
voted. I think we're good, right?
okay. We're done.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, thank you.
7:05. All right.
Go have some
Feel better,
dinner.
Harold.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Ross. Bye.